Does anyone here have a problem with time management? Or perhaps some of you here have teenagers at home and every morning you're forced to yell at her or him to be faster since the clock is already at 7? Yeah, indeed. Those teenagers love to make adults boiling mad because of their incompetence with time management. Even I myself have the same problem. Then there's a question in my mind. Have you ever wondered why most teenagers often struggle with time management? Is it because they're not mature enough? Or maybe because they're just lazy? Well, today I'm going to talk about teenagers as well as time management. Teenagers or teens are people who are 13 to 18 years old. Now, what do they experience as an early teenager? That's correct, puberty. Most females will start puberty at the age of 10, while males usually start at around the age of 11 to 12. In this phase, they will certainly experience a lot of things. One of them would be feeling unstable emotions, from joy to sadness, and anger to anxiety. They become more sensitive and experience emotions more deeply because of responsibilities and challenges that they face throughout life. This can be really overwhelming considering that it's their first time experiencing it. So, how do they cope with these stressful situations? Are they going to cry to their parents and rant about how tough life is? Well, the answer is no, because they're not considered as children anymore. However, despite physically being in a teenager's body, their mentality has yet to develop and is rather similar to a child's. But of course, there's a difference. While children would rely on their parents to solve their problems, teenagers feel the need to fix their problems by themselves, fearing if they opened up, other people will judge them. This can lead them to bottle up their emotions and overthink a lot. When this happens, teenagers tend to have a lot in mind and generates worry and anxiety. With much worry in mind, teenagers develop a time management problem because they cannot easily process on what's happening with the environment around them, which results in them doing things at the last moment, or what we call procrastinating. Now then, two things can happen. Either they notice that they struggle and understand why it's important for them to manage their time well, or in most cases, they notice but just don't care and give up because they're too busy worrying about other things like I said before. Obviously, this kind of behavior can be problematic later in life because you carry your habits growing up. So, how can we get rid of this bad habit? We can start by identifying the source of the problem. For example, in this context, unstable emotions caused by puberty are the problem. So, we can solve it by encouraging communication within families. With the help of parents, teenagers can start communicating their worries. While this may not be as easy as it sounds, if parents know what to do and not to when communicating with teens, they will surely feel safe discussing their concerns. This can help clear their minds and start thinking more productively. After working out the source of the problem, we can focus on managing time. First, to get rid of this procrastination habit, you can start by setting your goals. Write a to-do list and set deadlines for each. Setting deadlines is an effective way to ensure you complete tasks. Deadlines also create a psychological motivation by imposing a sense of urgency. Next, find your cause of distractions and try to minimize them. This can actually help a lot with managing time. Without distractions, you can focus on reaching your goals more effectively. Now, set your view on the future and not the present. For example, I usually remind myself with, if I were to do this work early, then I can have plenty of time to rest later on without bothering to think about it again. What some of you may not notice is that when you have unfinished work that you prefer to relax first, you'll feel much more lazy doing the postponed work. So, it's better to do it as soon as possible to avoid this feeling of laziness. Of course, doing this at first will be a difficult thing to do, but once you get used to it, trust me, it will be effortlessly easy. With strong determination, anything is possible. As a teenager myself, I must admit I do find managing time quite hard. It's not that I have an unstable emotional problem, but rather I have a habit of procrastinating. I used to do my homework at the last minute and realize I didn't get the maximum result that I wanted and that I don't feel satisfied. Well, now there have been some changes, but not entirely yet. Sometimes I still procrastinate, but I'm much more aware that I should be more productive. I have been trying to get rid of this bad habit, and so I hope you find the tips that I shared helpful and useful. It may seem like an impossible thing to do, but sometimes you just gotta take the first steps. Time is precious, therefore we have to use it wisely. I'm Filzah, thank you for listening.